Hello there, this is, of course, Mr. Duncan. We're going to learn what is capital punishment. Well, capital punishment is quite straightforward actually. I've got a definition for you here. It says this: when someone is given death as a punishment for a crime by a court of law. This is most often done for serious crimes, especially murder. So, what's capital punishment? It's quite simple. It's when a criminal's done a crime, they go to court, and the judge decides if they're innocent or guilty, found them guilty, and the judge says, what punishment should we give them? Should we send them to jail, maybe for a few years, maybe for the whole life? No, actually, I'm going to give them capital punishment. Capital punishment means I'm going to have them killed. And this is something that happens around our world today. It doesn't happen in the UK. Actually, criminals do get capital punishment, get killed for crimes. And that's what capital punishment is. It's also known as the death penalty for obvious reasons. It's basically a criminal is given death for doing an awful crime. As it says, usually murder. Anyway, I think you probably understand it by now. It really is that simple. So, let's have a wee look at methods of capital punishment. You know, we know that we'll have a criminal, they've done something bad, they've been found guilty. What happens to them next if a judge sends them off for capital punishment? Well, one of them, and this is actually the most popular, is called lethal injection. Right? The lethal injection, you can see there's a syringe and it's got drugs inside it. Lethal means it can kill. A lethal injection is when the criminal is injected with poison that kills. Simple as that. Right? This is usually with a drug that will kill the criminal quickly and painlessly. And sometimes, very rarely, it doesn't work. Okay, so the lethal injection usually does work. It's drugs, it goes into the criminal, it'll probably send them to sleep first and then kill them. And that's it. But it's important to know it doesn't always work. Because we're going to start thinking about, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Anyway, moving on. Hanging. Well, hanging. It's quite straightforward. I'm sure you've seen it before, maybe in some films and stuff like that. Well, hanging is a method that was popular in the UK. Right? Many people think of hanging when they think of a criminal getting hung, that it's by strangling, it's by stopping their breath. But that's not true. Actually, it works, as you can see in this structure here, it's quite high up, and there's actually a little sort of trapdoor below there. What happens is there's a long drop and then a sudden stop, and actually it's very gruesome. Hanging actually is supposed to kill the criminal by breaking their neck. That's what it does. Alright, so it'll go down and then it breaks your neck, and then it's a quick kill. The idea behind the lethal injection is that you're killing them when it's quick. That's the same thing with hanging, that's the idea. But as it says at the bottom, you know what? Again, it doesn't always work. Sometimes, yeah, you do get criminals at the bottom. They might have to pull them up and try them again. They might have to, just leave them there. Oh, it's quite grisly stuff. But that's hanging. So another one that you might have heard of or seen is the electric chair. Right? It's invented in America. And so you see it in a lot of films and even cartoons and these kind of things. Invented in 1881, a long time ago. Well, what happens is the criminal is strapped in the chair. You can see the straps there. And electricity is passed through the body, including the head. It was originally thought that, of course, they're putting electricity through the brain, that maybe it'll damage the brain and that's what ends life, but actually it's the heart. So the heart kind of just can't cope with that, and that's what causes the criminal to die. Alright, so sometimes it's, again, see the electric chair, just so you know, it doesn't always work. It's not 100% effective straight away. In fact, sometimes it causes a criminal to catch fire, and sometimes it doesn't work, and it can be absolutely awful as well. But such is the way of it. So, what's the next method we've got? This is a firing squad. We've got a photograph here in a prison, and there we've got a lot of men with guns. Okay, it's a firing squad. Again, This is something you see in old films often, especially films about the war. Okay, it's where a line of people aim guns at the criminal and shoot them. That's it. Bang. And dead. That's the idea, alright? A blindfold's often used, the person doesn't know when it's coming. In a way, it's kind of almost being kind to the criminal to do that as well, just so they, aren't too scared, I suppose. It was very popular in the military. Maybe have a military court and there's a crime being done there, and it's a quick execution. I say that, but then again, it's almost no surprise now. We can see that actually this might not kill them quickly. Maybe they don't get the bullet in the right place, and it might just cause a slow and painful death. And that's a firing squad. Right. Maybe the most gruesome of them all. I'm not sure. I'll let you decide. Stoning, right? Got lots of people there, they've got rocks in their hands. Stoning is an ancient method of execution. It's even in the Bible, right? But it's still used today. For example, in Iran. And what happens is basically it involves throwing heavy stones at a person. Sometimes they're basically buried as well, and it's just done until they die. So really quite brutal. And it often, I reckon, could be quite a slow and painful death. Again, with stoning. And there we go. That's us had a wee look at what capital punishment is and some of the methods. Well, wait a minute. Where do people do this? I've mentioned Iran, but let's find out.